and welcome to Eat Clean lesson number 7. This week's lesson is on snacks. We're going to go over morning and afternoon snack. Next lesson, what we'll go over is pre and post workout eating. So that won't include today's lesson. So today is just your morning and afternoon snack. So if you review or remember from week number 6, we talked about the composition of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and here are your snack compositions. So for your morning snack, what I'm going to recommend is that you have some sort of carbohydrate and then either some protein or fat. So here's an example of what I would think would be an excellent choice of your carbohydrate. So a very simple snack is to pair a piece of fruit with some nuts, and you can vary that up and do all sorts of different varieties of fruit, or in some cases there is some room for dry fruit. If you're trying to lose weight, I'd probably recommend whole fruit. The only reason being is that for most people, they're going to find a full apple or a full orange or a full pear, etc., a little bit more filling. So to make this a complete meal, then I would select or add some nuts, which is an easy protein to do. So depending on how your energy levels are throughout the day and how much energy you're actually outputting is going to dictate how many nuts you actually have. So there's maybe about the portion size if you're really trying to lose weight. So this is about 15 to 20 nuts. I'm also going to give you the calorie count of a more typical serving size of nuts, which is about 1/3 of a cup. So if your focus is more on energy, that might be a typical serving size. So to complete a meal, to complete a snack, what you're going to do is you're going to pair your fruit with your nuts. So there is a complete snack right there. If you're wanting a little bit more calories, you're focusing a little bit more on energy, there's a complete snack with a little bit more nuts. The variety that you can have, almonds, you can go with cashews. Here's a complete snack where I've chosen 3 figs, and this is a little bit more heavy on the nuts, so that's about a full 1/3 of a cup. You can also go with walnuts are an excellent choice. There are lots of tasty omega-3s, and again, you just mix and match. So while this is a very simple snack, you hopefully never get bored of that. So there's one option. Another option for, instead of nuts as your protein, what you could do is you could either have cottage cheese or you could go with a Greek yogurt. I'd recommend, if you can, go with the non-flavored Greek yogurt, just because there's a lot of extra sugar. So what I do, if I want to sweeten that up, 2 options. I either take stevia and I do just a couple of little scoopfuls of stevia, 1 or 2 to taste, and that sweetens it up. Plus I add some spices that might be of interest to me, so cinnamon or nutmeg or pumpkin pie spice to sweeten it up. So that might be what it looks like. Then I would pair a piece of fruit as well, and that becomes a good morning snack. Now, if you are really eating for energy and you're somebody who is heavily training and you're not concerned about weight loss, but rather just fueling yourself correctly, very simple power oatmeal. And I'll show you how that's already completely made. The ingredients of a power oatmeal, so you don't have to cook this ahead, but somewhere between, again, depends on your energy levels, between 1/2 cup and a full cup of dry oats. So this is for Steve, so he's training all day on his feet, plus he's doing 1 to 2 workouts a day. So this is going to be a big portion size for most people, but this gets you the idea. So 1 cup of oats, a full scoop of protein powder, and then, of course, his favorite is going to be a tablespoon of peanut butter. And then all you do is you take some almond milk, and I'm going to drizzle this over until it's completely covered, and then I mix it up until it ends up looking like this. And then I stick that in the fridge, and by the time we get to tomorrow, when he's actually going to eat it, it's almost like a cooked oatmeal. So those are some ideas for morning snacks. In the afternoon snacks, how things change just a little bit is we take a little less focus on carbohydrates and a little more focus on either veggies and some protein and fat. So a really good example of an excellent afternoon snack would be to take a full bag of vegetables. So I've prepped a bunch of different types of vegetables, any kind that you want. So we've got some cauliflower, some peas, some celery in there, and then you would pair a couple of tablespoons of hummus. Now, if you are able to manage your portion sizes and don't go crazy, you could take the whole jar of hummus and just scoop out a couple of scoops. If you know you're going to be tempted and eat a little bit too much, then you go with a little small pre-portion size of hummus. So there's an excellent snack. You could also have, if you want, instead of the hummus, you could have your veggies and you could repeat your nuts that you had in the morning. Other ideas of what you could do for an afternoon snack would be to cut about 1/3 of an avocado and have about 1/2 of a cup of tuna. You're going to mix that together, maybe add some salsa in, and that would be a nice afternoon snack. A couple of boiled eggs would be another option. Another option you could do, again, healthy fat. Maybe you've got some antipasto that needs to be eaten. You could have, say, 1/2 of a cup of antipasto and maybe 1/3 to 1/2 of avocado. Again, what we're aiming for is relatively low carbohydrate or high vegetable and some healthy fat and or. One final option that you could do for an afternoon snack would be what we did for your AM snack. So this, I did 1/2 a cup of Greek yogurt and 1/2 a cup of light cottage cheese with some stevia, and then I added some cinnamon. And for your afternoon snack, because we wanted to go a little bit lighter on the carbohydrates, that would be it. We wouldn't add the fruit to it. So there's an easy afternoon snack, protein. So those are some ideas. I'm going to make sure you have a cheat sheet to help you follow along with these ideas. Hopefully that gets you started. In the future, I'll give you some more ideas. And then remember, next week what we're going to talk about is your pre and post workout meals, or snacks I should say, which are quite a bit different from what we showed here. Today, what we were showing were things that are going to stay with you a little bit longer and really satisfy you for a long period of time, whereas pre and post workout meals or snacks, the goal is to get the energy into you quickly or into those working muscles to help with your recovery. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.